You have read the Chronic's Rabbit Hole. And Julie, thank you so much for your Patreon membership request. You are bringing something new down the rabbit hole.
Yes.
This is Wardruna. This is the first time they've come to the channel, and I'm so excited. And the song we're listening today is Hertan.
Which means heart, and thank you so much, Julie and Chronicans, for being here. Let's experience this together. Before jumping into this has a lot of views, and it just came out this year. We don't know this band, but we feel like we've heard this band. So I kind of wanted to see what this song was all about, to see why you picked this, Julie. So this is the official music video for the song Hertan, Heart by Wardruna. This song is a part of the upcoming album Burna, set for worldwide release on January 24th next year via Sony Music and by Norse Music. So
very cool.
This is a new single that we're very excited for. You got anything you want to say before we start?
I'm so excited to get into this. I'm excited this is a new single. I love new music, and what a great way to start their journey down the rabbit hole.
Let's see why they've captured the hearts of everyone. Already pulsing, aren't they?
Säger ned, säger in i håll och skinn, djupt i blod, djupt i sin, som en vind jag försvinn, som en vind jag försvinn.
Wow. Nice. This is incredible. feeling?
This is such an amazing piece. I'm getting lost in this chanting that's happening, but
Yeah.
like it's like a seed, I get lost in the depths and I find strength in that is murky. And those that suffer a lot will gain a lot. So like it's like this is such a it's a really deep song.
It's incredibly deep, and it's really how the heart moves everyone into their own will and their decisions in life, even to the trees. And you could see, like, that's why I love that they hug the tree right off. And then you can see the skin of the tree, but then you can see all the lines that look like the veins. And then you can feel this heart beeping. And then it's just the whole world and the energy itself really it has a heart within itself that is guiding us, and that's kind of the energy you're feeling from this one.
The rider of will, and the way that it's that which costs you deeply will reward you deeply. That was the lyric.
Yeah, my shell is shed.
My shell is
Rise
shed.
again. Wow, that last part ended so fast. Right, okay. What a trance. What language was that? Where do you think they're from?
I think they would be from like maybe Norway.
Yeah? Somewhere Scandinavian, you
Somewhere
thinking?
Scandinavian.
I wonder if it's in there.
Norse music.
Very popular band, 764,000 subs
Wow.
on there, which is incredible. And Hertan is the Proto-Scandinavian word for heart. So, not quite sure where they're from, where y'all can let us know. I'm sure maybe it showed like while we were.
Yeah, while we scrolled down, it probably showed where they were from.
Yeah, but regardless where they're from, that's not necessarily what we're trying to focus on here. It's the emotion and the feeling there. I really, because then they started like we're like the trees, we're like the fish that then goes back to a spot and we're melting. But then when they started circling on the bear,
The hibernate with
the bears, that is the moment before that rebirth.
It is that moment.
So that bear moment, you have to fully get ready for it because it is a long journey in that time itself, and you have to prepare for it. very much to get something good out of it.
And that's such a philosophical thing to think about as well, because if you're saying that you're like the trees, you're like the fish, you're like all
Yeah.
these things, bears eat all of that. Bears are omnivorous. They eat the fish, they eat the berries, they eat it all.
Yeah.
So they are like the apex predator in that situation. And when you have to hibernate with the bears, the hibernation point, if a bear wakes up during hibernation, they are at their most aggressive.
Yes.
So when you're hibernating with the bears, it's also he's singing at the same time, like the heart counsels your decisions was the exact line that happened right when they were focusing on the hibernation. It wasn't a counsels your it counts a lot of different things, but it was specifically the decisions that they focused on at that point. And then to have to rise up like a phoenix from that moment of hibernating with the bears, being in a moment where you have to be in complete stillness and like just suffer through so you don't die in that moment.
Yeah.
Such a unique way to put into that philosophical field, because then he comes out and it's so bright, but he doesn't tell you about what happens after that brightness. It's just so bright and then it ends. So that becomes like almost like a new hibernation with bears, because now once you've gone through that darkness, you found your strength as a seed in the mud, like he's saying. And you found you've like made yourself whole in that moment. Now to burst through and become into that brightness, that is a whole nother beast that you then have to tackle. It may not, just because it's brightness doesn't mean it's good. It's also terrifying to go through that.
Yeah.
So like that's another thing that brought me into this thought process.
Because I have not the funniest thing, but I know you haven't made this thing yet. And if y'all have seen Midsummer at the very end, it all might make sense as to why the man has to go and get paralyzed and go into a bear and then get burned alive.
So bright. Oh, and then the heartbeat stopped. Oh my God.
Yeah. So
Midsummer.
See, that's what I was saying. So they're showing you a real pagan ritual there.
They are.
And that is what they were doing there. And that's what they're referring to. And they have real rituals where you go into a bear and then you get burned alive, like they were just saying in their lyrics there. So that's the fullness of the art. And that's why for me, I get an eerier feel when I see these pagan ritualistic bands like Hey Lung, like a Wardruna, because on the art side, I love it too, because I love Midsummer and I love this stuff too. But then I also I would never want to be that guy who then was paralyzed into a bear that got skinned alive and you're in it. And then it's like, whoa, that's a bit gruesome, Kyle. I was like, well, no, that's what they're talking about. So like, that's why it's beautiful too, because people can digest art in different ways.
Yeah, and that's also, I love that you brought that up, because that's what made Midsummer so beautiful and memorable, because it was so
we got what it
dark
meant without knowing what it meant.
Exactly.
It was a moment like when you take your parents out of the belly of a whale. We don't get that. We know that doesn't make sense, but it does make sense.
Absolutely.
So that's the same type of ritual that it's trying to portray of a motive that they're trying to still make you rise again. That's really the motive.
Yeah, that rise again, that phoenix from the ashes and the flames. I loved the heartbeat throughout this entire thing. Like by the end of it, we're both like just like dunda 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 with that heartbeat, that rhythm that keeps you going.
It animated you and got you in sequence and rhythm with them.
Man, did it ever.
Yeah.
And it's so cool because it is such a calming thing, that heartbeat, but yet it creates so much anticipation and like such an eerie feel along the same time with it.
Yeah, and I love how we both get affected differently from it, and that's why I always love when we come into these more pagan Norse type of things, because it always gives you such a nice feel.
I'm always like, oh, I love this.
That's the power of music. That's why we love it. Our kids definitely need us upstairs, so we hope you guys have had a good time with us today, and we are now exiting the rabbit hole, folks.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here with us, Julie. This was such a treat. I can't wait to see what else you have coming down the rabbit hole. Peace and love, everyone.
God bless y'all.
Take care, and bye for now.